Yo guys, and welcome back to another Spore creation video. And for today's creation, we are going to be making a Godzilla plushie. So I recently made the dragon and it's probably not come out as I'm saying this, but it'll come out soon enough. The Jowie and dragon plushie creations. I made the dragon one just for fun. It was purely as simple as that. I don't really make enough creations for myself nowadays, and I just felt like doing something different. It was really as simple as that. So I made that one. People really liked it, which I was very happy about. I was really surprised and really happy, and I'm glad you guys liked it. And it's actually really interesting is because during the live stream I made that, I then had people say, oh, make a Jowie one. So I did. I made a Jowie one during that live stream. The video for the dragon one has since come out, and again, people are saying in the video, make a Jowie, and so I'm really glad that I've already done it. So, hey, hope you guys like that one. You know, that would have come out by the time this video does, but either way, you know, the joys of bulk recording. So, as well as the Jowie plushie, a lot of you guys have mentioned making, also, a couple of you mentioned making Godzilla, and a couple mentioned making another one. And so, yeah, that's why we're here. That's what we're doing today. We are making a Godzilla plushie. And, just, you know, for the nice extra bonus, I'm going to try doing this one without mods. Now, okay, I say without mods. I'm going to try and make this one Sporepedia compatible. So, I will have the color picker mod, which allows me to have, you know, the much greater variety of colors. And I'm going to have the stacking mod. Both of these mods, while not typically available in core Spore, they are still Sporepedia compatible. Like, you guys could happily load this creature and it'll be fine. So, you know, just want to throw that out there. There's a lot of people, you know, they get quite heated when I am not technically correct, you know. so that's the plan then. But yeah, anyway, you know, that whole big ramble aside, let us make a plushie Godzilla. And I'm looking at his thighs and thinking, oh my lord, those are some big thick thighs. Right, can I just like make that a little bit more squashed? In fact, the neon green is distracting me. There we go. Nice, more relaxing colour. At least until we actually give it a proper colour later on. So yeah, I don't know, like I said, I just felt like doing something new and different for a change. I've been making so many large, aggressive, angry creatures. I just really felt like making something really simple. Like, it's nice just to have that little difference every now and then, isn't it? Let's see if I can try and merge that limb. Since I don't like the sort of smoother part, I have to do it the old-fashioned way, and that is to glitch the limb inside, although that looks really odd. Right, maybe what I can do then is I'll keep the knees really tiny for now, that way I've just got like a better grip on them. And I'm trying to use this like really smooth limb because, like I said, it's a plushie, you know? Plushies are soft and smooth and, you know, they don't really have much definition. So I'm trying to limit my parts here. Can I do it that way? That's a lot better. There we go. So now it looks like it's actually somewhat connected. Obviously it's not perfect. I mean, it's Spore. You're never going to get perfection out of Spore. But it looks nice and cuddly and smooth, and that's actually what I'm after here. Right then, so for the arms, I'm actually really hoping, come to think of it, that the creepy and cute feet actually texture properly, because like I said, this is vanilla, so I'm not using the textureless parts. And I'm hoping that it will come out looking okay. I think that right there is a nice little acceptable posture for the arms. Something like that, yeah, looks good. Maybe do I want it standing up, probably a little bit more upright? I think, yeah, because with KO, oh no, the spine. Damn it, the legs popped out. It's a bit of a weird thing to say. Yeah, come to think of it, with the KOTM Godzilla, he is like significantly more upright. I have this really nasty habit of making my Godzilla creations like really hunched forward. I don't know why I do it. It's just a really weird habit. So let's try and make this one actually, you know, upright. I think that's a lot better. He looks so chubby. So chubby and so cute. Right, so we have that. Now, with it being a vanilla creation, I have to give it a mouth. I mean, that won't be the actual mouth because it's not really going to fit the style, but it needs some mouth, doesn't it? See if I can make the arms just a little bit smaller as well, a bit more petite. Like that. It just looks so wonderfully... It looks so derpy, I love it. Right, and then of course the head. And I think I'm actually going to do the head a little bit differently than I did for the other two. I'm just going to have it have this small little thing. Is that gonna work? Not quite. Oh, actually, that kind of works. It looks a bit silly. A bit too silly, I should say. I mean, it's obviously meant to be silly, but that looked a little bit too silly. What if I move the entire thing lower, move that a little bit higher, so that way when I make it expanded, there you go, it kind of like points upwards. That, I'm not sure if I like that though. That just looks, again, it looks too silly. Alright, let's try the same thing, but have the whole thing lower down. Like that? Nah, that just looks even worse. Oh man. Yeah, the joys of not using mods, eh? It's so out of practice. Right, I think that'll be okay, right? That'll be okay there. Now, so I'm obviously wanting to be like really smooth. I don't want to add too much definition, but obviously I need a couple of like features here and there. So let me think. For the hands, can I use... Oh god, I forgot how freaky that one is. Jesus, the evil digit. Right, yeah, I think... I should use the mitten fist. I mean, that's just what I've been using all the other ones. It's, again, like a little bit... I don't know, it's hard to, like, try to figure out which parts to use in vanilla, because in modded, you know, it's really simple. I could just have, like, any old part there. In fact, yeah, because I've also not been... I've been making quadrupeds, haven't I? This is the first bipedal plushie. Ah, right, so I'm actually having to do something new here. I think I'll just go ahead and use, like, the little mitten hands. There you go. It looks so wonderfully silly. Right, for the eyes. Now, I was using buttons for eyes. I can't make the buttons here, but what I probably can do is maybe if I use this. This is going to be like really hit or miss. I'm hoping that can like simulate little buttons. Like that. Now, what I would normally do is give like a big eyebrow. Like, let's say, for example, I've got this nail down here, flipped it over. I would normally do this, which I actually like now that I've seen it. Right, I was going to say I'm not going to do that because, again, it's a plushie. You just have the buttons slapped, like little button eyes slapped on, and that's it. You're not going to like give them any extra detail, but come to think of it, I actually quite like that. Right, do I want to keep that? Something like that? Make big angry Godzilla. There you go. Big angry cute Godzilla. I'm not sure. I'm so torn. I'm so conflicted now. I think it is too distracting, to be honest. Right. Got a head like that, and then, of course, the most important part by far is the spikes. Now for the spikes, I want a very simple part. Like, I can quite easily just use this. I think this is like the most popular part to use for Godzilla. But when it came to the last few plushies, I was specifically going for like really smooth, really like vague blobs of shape. So I actually don't want to go with that. I think... What's my options? I think, to be honest, I'm probably just going to go with... Probably just a nail down, to be honest. Like, really keeping it classic. There you go, just a big old nail down. I think that's all this really needs. So one like that, yeah, like I said, I do have the stacking mod enabled, so even though it is compatible with the Sporepedia, people can see this. They are going to notice that, you know, I can stack things. Again, just want to confirm, because I know some people get a little bit heated, you know, when there's like that one thing that they don't have, and all of a sudden, oh, it's not vanilla anymore, is it? When, to be honest, guys, it's close enough. In my opinion, when it comes to vanilla creations, like, it's a feature that, in my opinion, should have been enabled in the first place. It's not, fair enough. But if it's Sporepedia compatible and people can load it without requiring the mods, it's, like, it's a definite vanilla with sprinkles, isn't it? Like, for sure. I think we can all agree on that. Which is why I just go ahead and call it vanilla. Right. So what I'm going for here is just something very, very simple. I don't want anything big and over the top. But what I do need to do is move the tail out. So let's have nice little parts down there, and I do need to run along the tail. It's actually really reminding me of my old 1954 attempt at Godzilla. And man, do people hate that one. That creation, people really hated it. I mean, it was a bloke in a suit. I mean, I couldn't exactly give it very much detail, could I? Then again, it was a pretty terrible creation. Right, fortunately, I think I've done a lot better since. Right, so let's do that. We're now coming across, you know, we're very quickly losing DNA, so I will go ahead and add DNA. Which It's another thing a lot of people are very funny about is using the Add DNA cheat. And maybe I'm biased. Because back in the, back when vanilla spores were really popular and, there's a lot of people like actively creating things, Add DNA was it was the norm. It was the standard. Everyone did it. So maybe that's why I don't consider it as cheating. Because everyone did it. Like, when it came to making creations specifically for art, or, for making it, not for the campaign or anything, but just to make one, everyone used it. Like, everyone used that DNA, everyone used the symmetry tricks if they could, or if they needed to. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, really, to see the different perspectives. But that's, that back in the day, that was what the community did. Right, and it doesn't change the ability to load it either. So, I don't know. Like I said, it's interesting to see the different perspectives. Right, I'm going to start making these really small now, so I'm not going to be able to make them as small as I normally do. So I think, yeah, I might just have to stop it there. Maybe one more. Stop it up there. Now, doing all this, I gotta admit, the head seems really bare. I think what I might do actually is add a couple of more spikes at the back here. Just like really bulk it up a little bit. But the head seems so plain. But I don't know what to do about that because it is plain in the other ones. But then again though, in the dragon and in the Jowie, they had horns, they had frills. Godzilla doesn't have anything on his head, does he? Like, he might have like a couple of ridges, but for a plushie, I can't define the ridges without it being too much. Oh, one thing I did forget is the claws. So, let's just do that now then. May as well have it the same texture. Now, this is why I enabled the stacking mod, that way I actually can give it claws. So now we are at complexity cap, so what I'm going to do is make the mouth asymmetrical, that will halve the complexity. So just like that, it's increased my budget. Ooh. I actually like that, now that the eyes are somewhat obscured. Oh, that looks much cuter. Right. So like I said, now that I've done that, I can go ahead and add the nice big old claws like that. Excellent. I think they'd probably be a little bit too big. Actually, no, I quite like them like that, to be honest. Nice and exaggerated. Am I missing anything? The mouth just feels really incomplete. I think like just simply adding nostrils might do it, to be honest. Let's go ahead and make a couple of more parts asymmetrical. That way it again halves the complexity. Let's just give you like a nice little tiny nose. Maybe if I flip it over. That's it's a bit too big. Is there any other smaller part? Maybe this? Let me see, if I use that and just simply flip it over, would that be all it's again a little bit too big, but it's also a little bit more subtle this time. In fact, so I'd been saying about how I don't want to give it too much. I didn't want to give it the big eyebrows, but I think that might be just enough to make it not look quite as plain. Or maybe... But he does have like a bit of a ridge behind his eyes, doesn't he? Like, it's very, very subtle, but he does have one. Like, kind of like this. I think that's okay. I mean, it's borderline. It's really borderline, but I think that it's actually kind of acceptable. Again, it's meant to be super simplistic. Like, it really is. But I think that's okay, actually. I like that, to be honest. I like it. Right, colours. The textures, well, of course, it's gotta be this part, this wonderful pattern here. And now it, look at that, man, it's suddenly plushified. Right, and this is where the colour picker comes in handy. Because we do want to go with like a nice, yeah, there you go, like a nice dark green. Well, is it dark green? It's more like a greyish blue nowadays, isn't it? It's like a mixture between green, blue and grey. So I guess maybe like that. As it is, you know, of course, with the timing and everything, it should be a little bit more reminiscent of the latest Godzilla variant. Let me think. What colours will that, or what parts will this colour affect? If I make that orange, okay, the spikes. So in that case, I'm going to want these to be another very dark colour scheme then. Let's just slap on that for now, see how it looks. That's fine, it just looks like a bit of a weird browny beige. That's honestly fine because it suits the rest of the theme. Can I use that elsewhere though? Actually, can I give it some stitching? I can. But you can't see it. Wait, can you really not see it? Oh no, it's only on the front. Can you not see it on the back? Or is that a different, is that in the details, perhaps? No, no! Oh wait, yeah, there it is. Okay, that's why. That's why I could have, there you go. So now it's got like a little thing. I think that would be good just to give it that little extra feature on the front because it's lacking. Like, it's very back heavy. There's not much going on in the front. It's very simple. I think it needs just that little bit, you know? Just trying to think then. So I do feel like it needs... That could actually work, yeah. Just like some heavy stitching along the tail, along the arms. It's a bit much. What about that one? This one will distort the colour slightly. I quite like that. What I'm aiming for is I don't want it to be completely what's the word? I don't want it to be completely uniform. I want there to be a bit of variety, a bit of randomness in the colour scheme, and I actually quite like that mottled effect there. It just looks less plain, you know? And then for the stitching, do I want stitching or do I want something else? Let's just try that. Hypothetically. Okay, now if I were to make that like a bit of a beigey colour, like a really, really dark beige colour, how would that appear? Interesting, it looks like it's got a bit of a lighting thing going on. That wouldn't make sense for a plushie, but it looks like it's got like a bit of a shadow. I actually quite like that. And it changes the colour of the eyes. Or do I want to do anything different? Do I want to change it? I actually quite like it the way it is, to be honest. Maybe if I make it just a little bit lighter. A little bit less intense. There we go. I actually quite like it, to be honest. Like I said, it's a really nice, it's just a nice, silly, simple creation. That's all it is. Now, if I made this in modded, I probably will remake it in modded, actually. I would make it a lot more vibrant. Like, these spikes would be a lot rounder, probably more like a much flatter, bolder colour. But otherwise, actually no, I honestly like the texture as it is. I like it. It's definitely a very different style, but that is the case when it comes to vanilla versus modded. When I'm limited to vanilla parts, that is, you know, the distinction I'm going to get. That is like the absolute change. But I actually think it looks really, really good. It looks like kind of like sewn on some bits of plastic. Which, now that I say that, it doesn't sound anywhere as good. But I like it, though. I think it's cool. Right then, guys. Well, there's your plushie Godzilla. Let me know if you want to see anything else. Let me know what you're thinking of the style in general. So just a really nice, laid-back change. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. And as always, thank you very much. Download. This will be in the video description. You will have access to this one. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Cheers.